thank you to everybody who is part of the fantastic Recovery Cymru. Whatever part people play, whether they use, whether they provide, whether they sit on management committees, all those things that have to be done, everybody's part is really important. What makes Recovery Cymru special? And I have always believed that what is special is in the title. The word recovery is what makes the organisation special. It is that absolutely upfront, on the surface declaration that recovery is possible for everybody. That journey will be different. It will mean different things to different people. But no matter how difficult things are, there is a path that can be laid. It's not a path people can ever lay by themselves. They have to lay it with other people. But with the strength of other people around you, there is a path to be laid. And the word recovery, in Recovery Cymru, puts that, as I say, front, centre of everything that the organisation does. Getting through coronavirus has been a huge challenge, and the way I feel we have managed to deal with it in the Welsh Government has been through the partnerships that we have too. Through the many alliances that we have with other organisations, including many organisations in the third and charitable sector, and always thinking that mobilising our collective strengths is the way in which we get the best out of one another. Just in terms of what it is like to be the First Minister through all of this, then that sense of resilience that you need to be part of Recovery Cymru, that sense that even when you have a setback, if you stick with it, then you will be able to recover from the setback and carry on the journey in front of you. That sense of picking yourself up and trying again, never giving up, always looking to what happens tomorrow rather than dwelling on what has gone wrong today, is part of what I think has helped us to keep going through it all. And I think those are very, very much the qualities that I've always seen in Recovery Cymru as an organisation, never giving up on anybody, never believing that because something goes wrong, that there won't come a moment when you can work together to put it right again and get back onto the path that people would like to be on. Of course, for people who have underlying health conditions, of whatever sort that may be, whether it is in mental health, whether it is in substance misuse, then coronavirus has been an even more testing time because so many of the things that we have relied on, taken for granted in many ways in our lives, are suddenly not there for us. It makes the work of organisations like Recovery Cymru all the more important, but it does make the challenge even bigger, and it does mean that some people who were otherwise managing are not managing in those ways during this extraordinary time. So the work that you do is in that way even more significant than it would be at other times in our lives. As we move beyond coronavirus, I am very keen that we hang on to some of the strengths that we have found together during it. Going back to normal is not good enough for far too many people in Wales, because normal wasn't good enough in the first place. And out of the crisis, we ought to try to find the time and the moment to think about the things that we have learned and want to carry into that future with us. When coronavirus struck, it wasn't the people earning huge salaries in the City of London that we have turned to get us through all of this. It's those brave people who've turned up to work in supermarkets so that we've had food, even when things were at their toughest and with hundreds of people walking past you every day, those people turned up to work, the people who deliver the post to us every day and have never stopped doing that, the teachers who turn up to work in classrooms, the people who work in social care, in the third sector, in our health service as well. Those are the people we've relied on to get through the terrible times of 2020. If coronavirus begins to be in the rear-view mirror by the second half of next year, I do hope we will remember that and find a way of making sure that we value their contribution and everything that people in those frontline services, as is Recovery Cymru, contribute to the lives of our fellow citizens. And if we manage to do that, then there's another 10 years and another decade of success waiting there for the fantastic organisation that is Recovery Cymru. Congratulations to you all. Thanks to you all.